factor out this polynomial, first thing we're going to do is we're going to look for a GCF. So I'll write that down right here. Step 1, always look for a GCF. Alright, what is the GCF? 5. So I'm going to factor out a 5 from both of these terms. What's going to be left over if I factor out a 5? 8x to the third plus 27y to the 6th. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ignore the 5 that I factored out. I know it's going to be included in my final answer, but I need to focus on the polynomial that's left over. So I go through my list of factoring techniques and I determine which one best fits that polynomial. So that polynomial is the sum of two perfect cubes. So I'm going to say here, factor the sum of two cubes. Alright, let's first double check and make sure that these are both perfect cubes. What is the cube root of 8x cubed? 2, just a 2? 2x. Good. So my a is going to be 2x. And I'm going to do the same thing with the 27. What is the cube root of 27y to the 6? Yes. 3. And what about the y's? It's going to be 3y to the 2nd. Okay, and that's going to represent my b. And when I talk about the a and the b, I'm talking about that one form that we used last time. I'm going to erase the 5 here in the squiggly line. I'll remember to write it in my final answer. When we first started talking about the sum of two cubes, we mentioned that the sum of two cubes, like a cubed plus b cubed, factors out into a plus b times the quantity a squared minus ab plus b squared. And it's pure substitution from here. It's always a plus. Remember I used the acronym SOAP? So we used the acronym SOAP because we said these two are the same. And then when we compare it to this one, these are going to be opposite. No? Oh, okay. Then flashcards, maybe a flashcard would help you remember. So flashcards can be helpful in remembering this. And this is always a positive. And if we look at the first letters of each one of those words, it spells out the word soap. S-O-A-P. So that's like a little acronym there, a little mnemonic device to help you remember the order of the signs. Now if you're having trouble remembering the variables, the A's and the B's, you're going to have to find another way to remember those. The way I told you last time in class, the way I remember it is the second, that trinomial looks a little bit like the one that we use for the perfect square trinomial, but it's missing the 2 in the middle. So it's another way you can remember that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to erase this with a soap. Alright, let's substitute. Every time I see an A, I'm going to substitute 2x. So, A. And every time I see a B, I'm going to substitute 3y squared. Okay? So here we're going to have, our problem was 5 times, we had 8x cubed, but I'm going to rewrite it as 2x all raised to the third power plus 27y squared, sorry, it's y to the 6th. I'm going to rewrite it as 3y squared all raised to the third power. And now I'm going to rewrite the problem so that I don't forget the 5. I'm going to write the 5 first. That was the GCF I originally factored out. And then I'm just going to do straight substitution. So this is going to be 2x plus 3y squared, close parentheses, open a new set of parentheses, 2x all squared minus 2x times 3y squared plus 3y squared all squared. It looks nice. You don't have to. You could put it at the end and put a multiplication symbol, but the 5 in the front looks nice to have in the front.
And the a to the third at the beginning of the equation plus b to the third, we don't add that to our answer. You have said for us.
No, the a to the third and the b to the third at the beginning, and Nayeli, I think you're motioning to this part right here. This is not the part of the answer. This is the problem rewritten. So I'm going to just go ahead and write that down. This is the problem here rewritten. And this represents our answer. This is the factors. But it's not simplified. We have to simplify still. Alright, so now let's simplify our factors over there. We're going to have 5 times. The first binomial stays exactly the same. What's going to be the first term of that trinomial? 4x squared minus 6xy to the second power plus 9y to the fourth. Good. Questions on this one? Okay. Ask me the question one more time.
Why did you put problem rewritten?
Problem rewritten. The reason I wrote problem rewritten is because sometimes people think that that represents the answer, and it's not.
Oh.
That's just the problem. I'll erase it. We don't need to have it there. The only answer is what I put in the box. Everything inside the box represents the answer. Okay. Alright, so I think we're good on that one.
And this was the sum of two cubes, correct?
This was the sum